keep growing as a person. And that's my key. My big key in this podcast is don't be afraid to evolve as a person. Grow and move on to the next level. And as you move, always look back to help your buddy that's stuck on level 5 to make it to level 6. What's up, guys? Welcome to another Key to Life podcast. Once again, this is like the travel edition, but I'm actually not on the road. I'm sitting here in Knoxville. I'm here doing the work. But again, please go ahead and share this podcast with one friend that you feel like needs to hear this. And on social media, go ahead and tag your buddies and just spread the message. We're hoping we impact some people. Again, it's by myself because, like I said, I'm in Knoxville this time. I know you're like, this guy's obsessed with Knoxville. Why is he always in Knoxville? I like Knoxville. It's not a bad city. I like being here. So please share it with one other person. Tag a friend in the videos. Share the videos. We appreciate it, and it helps us grow. And we hope it helps your friend grow. Whoever you tag in this, I feel like you need to hear this. But this episode, I am going to be talking about evolving as a person and growing as a person. And hopefully you get a lot out of this. It's actually going to be based off this trip I took to Colorado Springs. While I was in Colorado Springs, I went hiking on this mountain, Summit Pikes Peak. You might have heard of it, might not have heard of it, but it's like a 4,000 elevation, 4,000 feet elevation. Yeah, I'm just joking. I didn't hike up it. I drove up this mountain. That would have been crazy and took for days. But yeah, I drove up this mountain, and as I was like driving up the mountain, it got me thinking. Pike Peak is really beautiful, really green. Colorado itself is beautiful and really green. But as I drove up the mountain, I drove off the mountain. That would be terrible. But as I drove up the mountain, it's like you start at like, I'm not exactly sure, but you start at like 5,000 elevation or something like that, and you start going up. As you go up, it's different elevation. And as you go up in different elevation, different animal lives at each level. And you might be at like 6,000 and you see like it's a little squirrel or a little this. And then you might be at like 8,000 and you see like it's a flower. It's a different kind of flower that you didn't see below. So it had me like thinking of how human beings are and how we are as people. We're all at different levels and we're all at different elevations. And sometimes people get discouraged of what level they're on or what elevation they're on. And that's kind of the message I want to send to people. Always enjoy your elevation. I'm gonna keep it in elevation term. Always enjoy your elevation, because your elevation is not the same as somebody else. They're not gonna experience the same thing. They're not gonna be able to have the same joy as you. Enjoy your elevation, but look to evolve as a person. Strive to get to that next elevation. Strive to move up. Strive to do better. It's pretty much what I'm saying, but enjoy your elevation. And as you look to caterpillar into that butterfly, that next level that you're supposed to be, my key message in this podcast is look back and help those who are at a different elevation as you. So let's say you're at 5,000 with some friends and you move up to 6,000, 7,000. Always look back to help them get out of 5,000. Never be satisfied with just staying at 6,000. Be happy with that 6,000, but always look to move up. And pretty much this message is, that's what this key to life is being able to evolve in that person you're able to be, and just learning. You can do this by learning different traits, by listening to people, listening to wise people, and never feel bad about wanting to evolve. If your friends aren't wanting to evolve with you, that's their problem. You know, that's their fault. It's just the cold truth. Don't ever just look to settle and be like, oh, well, my friends are doing this, so I guess I'm just gonna stay here. Look to manifest your greatness. Be that great person you were created to be. Be that great person you're meant to be, and don't feel bad. If they choose to not come with you, always give them wisdom, always advise them, but look to get to that next elevation, that next level. Pikes Peak is really beautiful. I love it. I wish I could go back, and I'm probably gonna end up going back again. But also another thing that came to mind as I was like going up and going to the next level is I kept on seeing that it was touched by human. And it makes sense because, like I said, I drove up it. I can't drive up it. They didn't pave a road. But it was just amazing, like this beautiful nature is touched by human, but it's still beautiful. Which like brings me to the next subject. As you evolve to who you people are gonna try to have an input in it. They're gonna try to tell you what to do. They're gonna try to give you advice, and which isn't always bad. It can be for good or it can be for bad. You gotta pick wisely is where it comes to. If they would just be like, oh, anybody can go build anything on Pikes Peak, it wouldn't be as beautiful as it is. So all the things you see on Pikes Peak that are human made or man made or touched by, I don't want to say man made because it could have been a woman that designed it, but everything you see that's like human made is strategically put there. And that's how you should treat your life as you evolve to your next level. Don't just listen to anybody. Listen to those people that you want to impact your life for you to get to the next level. And just throwing this out there as an example, you're not gonna listen to a chef when you want to be a master carpenter. You're not gonna listen to an artist when you want to be a scientist. So that's where it comes in. You gotta strategically pick who you listen to and take the chef thoughts into consideration, but just know they're not where you're wanting to go. So you can't take everything they say. You gotta take it careful. You gotta decipher it to what you need to know. But yeah, that's how it had me thinking. It's like, wow, like these things are still touched by humans, but somehow you're still able to see the beautiful nature in this park. And that's because, like I said, everything there is strategically placed there. Everything there is strategically designed by an architect, and it's not just thrown in there. Nobody just going in there and building whatever they want. And if they did, it wouldn't be beautiful. And if you let everybody have an input in you as you evolve, you wouldn't end up being the beautiful butterfly you're meant to be. So always keep that in mind, and just be careful who you listen to. You yourself should decide which input you want, and as you go up, always keep in mind that there are going to be people that will try to stop you, that will try to interfere with you. And I didn't used to believe this growing up, but for some reason people like that exist because they don't want to see you outdo them. They don't want to see you be great for some reason. It's like me being great doesn't affect you, but there are people like that exist. So just know you're going to come across those people and don't get discouraged. They're dealing with their own inner problem. Keep growing as a person, and that's my key. My big key in this podcast is don't be afraid to evolve as a person. Grow and move on to the next level. And as you move, always look back to help your buddy that's stuck on level 5 to make it to level 6. But Pikes Peak was amazing. I made it all the way to the top. Hope you enjoyed the pictures that are on here. They are great. And if you can ever take a trip and go check it out. And that's key. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, share it with a buddy. Tag a friend in our videos. We're going to keep trying to come more with it. Hopefully the next video we drop finally has Key and I in it again. It's been a while since we actually shot one in the living room again, but we're gonna bring it back. I've just been kind of on the road quite a bit. He's been a little busy, but he dropped a podcast while I was also on the road. Go check it out. But yeah, that's Key. This is Key to Life. Hope you enjoy.